Hi and welcome to this screencast in your Ancient World class. Again, I apologize for not being in class today. Hopefully this screencast will explain to you in a satisfactory manner all the things that we would have gone over in class. So this is chapter 4, section 4. It's going to be kind of the middle part of that section. And in class yesterday, Monday, we talked about Confucianism, which was one of the ways in which Chinese scholars and teachers tried to fix Chinese society. Because again, during the Shao dynasty, as we saw yesterday, society was in chaos. So around 600 BCE, it was absolute chaos. And Confucius was one of the people that tried to kind of put society into a better state. And we also had two other schools of thought that also tried to fix society in slightly different ways. So we'll take a look at those two different schools of thought today. The first one is Taoism. And the first thing that you should know is that you can spell Taoism with a T as in Tom or with a D as in David. It does not matter. People spell it in different ways. So Taoism was founded by a man named Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu, and I have a picture here of Lao Tzu. This is Lao Tzu. He's also called the Old Master, the Old Master. So Lao Tzu, and this is, we think, around 500. BCE, around 500 BCE. So Taoism was founded by Lao Tzu around 500 BCE. The central concept, the overarching concept, and the most important concept in Taoism is something called the Tao, which translates into the way. And basically what Taoism said, that they argued that the way is kind of the way in which society and the world and the universe works. So this is Taoism is the way in which the universe works. And in order for society to work well, humans have to act in kind of harmony with the way. They have to act in harmony with the way, so that they act in harmony with the way in which the universe works. So humans have to act in harmony with the Tao. That was kind of the main thing in Taoism. Now, the interesting thing about Taoism is that Lao Tzu had some interesting ideas about how you should act in order to be in harmony with the Tao. So what he said that humans should do is that they should follow the rhythm of nature. So they should follow the rhythm of nature. And he outlined his ideas in the book Tao Te Ching. Tao Te Ching. It's a very famous book. So you should follow the rhythm of nature. Now the question is, how should one do that? How should we do that? How do we figure out how to follow the rhythm of nature? And here's where it gets a little bit confusing, and hopefully you can follow with me here. Because what Lao Tzu said is that in order to follow the rhythm of nature, inaction is required. So inaction is the way to follow the rhythm of nature. Inaction is the way to follow the Tao. And this can sound a little bit illogical, because whereas Confucius said you should always try your hardest, the Taoists basically said that the best way to achieve a goal is to not act. So the best way to achieve a goal is to not act. And this is summed up in a concept called Wu Wei, which means not doing. Now, what we have to understand here is that this can be a little bit confusing. So for instance, let's say you have a test tomorrow. The Taoist would say that the best way to achieve a good grade on your test, that's not to not study at all. You have to study. So you should do a little bit. But what they say that you should not do is study so much that you freak yourself out, you stress yourself out, you overstudy. And by overstudying, you end up getting a worse result on the test than you normally would have. So basically, this is kind of a middle way. You should just kind of do your best, but don't stress out too much about the things that you cannot control. Don't try too hard. Try just the right amount, and things will fall into place. They said that anything, they're against any kind of extreme action. So they're against any kind of extreme action. You should never take any kind of extreme action. You should never try too hard. You should never work too hard. You should never have too many emotions. You should never be in any kind of extreme state whatsoever. So as you can see here, this is all about balance. And the Taoists were very focused on the concept of balance. You should work, but you should work just enough. You should rest, but you should rest just enough. You should study, but you should study just enough. You should spend time with your friends, but spend just enough time with your friends, etc., etc. You get the idea. So Taoism became very, very popular in Chinese society. Not as popular as Confucian ideas, but still very, very popular. The last school of thought here, and this will be a little bit quicker, is a school of thought called legalism. And legalism also arrived around 500 BCE. We do not know who founded legalism, so there's no founder. There were probably several different people that came up with these ideas. And basically what legalism argued is that all humans are evil. All humans are evil. Humans are not good. Humans are evil, and because all humans are evil, we need all kinds of harsh laws to keep humans in check. So a legalist society would be a society in which we have very, very strict laws. And when I say very, very strict laws, I cannot overstate how strict these laws were. For instance, if you turn to your neighbor in class and said, you know what, I really don't like your haircut, you could get executed for that. That's how extreme these laws were. They also believed that a dictator was the only good political system. So they believed that the dictator was the only good political system. That was really the only way to run a society. And I apologize for system disappearing here from the screen. I'm not really sure why. But the dictator was the only good political system. Again, there needed to be one harsh ruler in charge that kept everybody else in check. That's basically legalism. So these are the other two schools of thought in Chinese society, the Taoist philosophy and the legalist philosophy. Hopefully this made sense to you, but if you have any questions, and if you do, that's perfectly okay, because these concepts are a little bit difficult, especially Taoism is a little bit difficult to understand. So if you have any issues, any questions, please write those questions down, and I'll be happy to answer those in class on Thursday in your block period. Other than that, I hope you're doing great, and I look forward to seeing you all in class on Thursday.